Hello everybody. I was recently asked by someone who was traveling to Eilat, and everyone in Israel knows that in Eilat things are much cheaper because there's no value-added tax there's no ma'am, and so everything's 17% cheaper than it is anywhere else in Israel. So if people want electric goods, they always try and find someone going to Eilat who can buy them for them. So this person wanted a new iPhone. Let's say the new iPhone is going to cost him 5,000 shekels, but if he goes to Eilat, it'll cost him 4,000. So he had a friend who was traveling to Eilat. So he gave him the money and he said, look, it costs 4,000 shekels in Eilat. Please, can you buy me an iPhone there? The guy said, sure, no problem. He went to the shop in Eilat, but they were having a special offer. The special offer was that anyone who buys an iPhone today gets a free tablet. The question is, what happens with the tablet? To who does it go? On the one hand, we have the shliach, we have the agent that went into the shop. And on the other hand, we have the guy whose money it is. The Gemara Masechet Ketubot actually asks this question in the case of wheat. Someone sent an agent to buy wheat in the marketplace. The price of wheat is fixed, just like the price of the iPhone here is fixed. And it turned out that the seller gave a gift. He gave some extra produce. Who does that extra produce go to? The conclusion of the Gemara is that it's divided half-half. Half goes to the agent and half goes to the guy who sent him. Why? Rashi asks the question, why? And Rashi explains that the reason is that we don't know the intention of the seller. That's what it's all dependent on. What was the intention of the seller? If the intention of the seller is to give it to the agent because he's the one that came into my shop and he's the one that I want to give a gift to so that maybe he's going to come again, then the whole gift would go to him. But if the intention of the shop owner is to give it to the guy with the money, the guy that sent him, then the whole gift would go to him. Seeing as we don't know, and there's a logical argument to say that the seller's intention is to give it to the agent, and there's a logical argument to say that the intention of the seller is to give it to the guy with the money. Seeing as we don't know, we're going to divide it half-half. That would mean, in our case of the tablet, that one person gets the tablet and he pays the other one half the value of the tablet. Because, of course, we're not going to break the tablet in half. The Rif has a different opinion. The Rif, one of the great Rishonim that we paskin like, the Rif says the reason why the Gemara says that we divide it half-half is not because we don't know the intention of the seller, like Rashi said. We know the intention of the seller. The intention of the seller is to give it to the guy that walked into his shop. He's the one that the seller sees. He's the one that the seller is giving a gift to. But seeing as this agent only got the gift because of the money that he was given by the person that sent him, so therefore, says the Rif, it's only right that he should split it with him half-half. That's why it's split half-half. What's going to be the difference between these two opinions? What's going to be the nafka mina? The difference between these two opinions will be, what about in a case where the seller tells us his intention? According to Rashi, if the seller tells us his intention, that my intention is to give this gift only to the agent, in such a case, the whole gift will go to the agent. But according to the Rif, even if the seller were to tell us that his intention is to give it to the agent, he'll still have to split it half-half with the guy that sent him, because it's only because of his money that he got the gift. The halacha is there are more paskins like Rashi, not like the Rif. So if we were to know the intention of the seller, we would give the whole gift to that person. So the answer to our case of the tablet is that the tablet needs to be divided half half between the guy that sent him and the guy that went into the shop, the agent that went into the shop. A similar question came up once with a guy that was sent by his office to buy a new printer. His boss gave him the money that he needs for the printer. He went to the shop he didn't go. He knew that there's a shop right next door to the office where they're just selling the printer for the price, for the normal retail price. But there's another shop on the other side of town where they have a special offer. And anyone that buys a printer is going to get a free set of headphones. So this guy thought, I'm going to take my lunch break and I'm going to go all the way to the shop on the other side of town and buy the printer from there so I get the free headphones. Is he allowed to do that? Or do we say that the headphones should be split half-half and they're not just his? He can't take them for himself. So I could hear you say that this isn't the same as the case of buying the iPhone. It isn't the same as the case of buying the wheat that we spoke about from the Gemara in Ketubot. Why? Because here the agent is going to a special effort in order to get the gift. So maybe because of that, he should get it. The boss, as far as he's concerned, is saying just go to the shop down the road. But if we think about the logic behind the reason why we're splitting it half and half, which we just said is because we don't know the intention of the seller, we see that it's all dependent on that. It's all dependent on the intention of the seller, to whom is he giving the gift. And so it doesn't make any difference whether he went to a shop on the other side of town or not. The intention of the seller remains the same, that we don't know. Could be that his intention is to give it to the agent because you walked into my shop, and it could be that it's my intention to give it to the guy that sent you because it's his money. The question is the same question. You see how when we understand the underlying logic behind a question, it's always easier. It's not only easier, it's actually only possible to paskin what's going to be in a different situation. Just to add one thing to finalize this halacha. What about where the agent gets a discount? Generally, the halacha is where an agent gets the discount must be passed on to the person that sent him, and here he doesn't get any of that discount because that discount is actually the price that he's paying for the product, and in the price there's no gift. Okay, so where a gift is given, we divide the gift half-half, but where a discount is given, that whole discount should go to the person who's paying for the product. Okay, have a great day, everybody.